and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 State of the County Address. Will everyone please rise for the national anthem, performed by singer-songwriter Cassandra Lewis, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripe and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty
and justice for all.
Performing today's invocation, please welcome Orange County Fire Rescue Chaplain Barry Brandon.
As it is your faith history or your religious journey, I invite you to join me in a word of prayer and meditation. The prophet said, "In him we live, move, and have our very being. Even today, we still believe that God's governing power and wisdom is with us. Today, we thank you as we ask you for continued deposit of wisdom in our county government and its leadership, for discernment in disciplined decision-making. We receive and thank you. We continue to ask, O God, that you will provide a guard, power, protection, health, and well-being for the success of Orange County. Be with our mayor, Mayor Demings, in a special way as he remains clear with 2020 vision for Orange County's future. All of these things we ask and thank you for, in Jesus' name, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Orange County Mayor Jerry L. Demings.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Let me begin by saying that I'm honored to serve as the Orange County Mayor. Thank you for the privilege to be your mayor. And also, let me say thank you to my family for their sacrifices as I serve you. Orange County has been on a solid path upward for decades, and we have entered the year 2020, the year of vision. Our destination was clear. We were on course towards becoming the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, envisioned by Walt Disney. Let us review where we started the journey. In 1845, what would become Orange County was part of a landmass that was 190 miles long and 60 miles wide, encompassing what is today 10 counties, from Volusia to Palm Beach County. According to U.S. records, Orange County's population was less than 1,000 at the time. In January, we celebrated the 175-year anniversary of when Mosquito County became Orange County. We now have a population of nearly 1.4 million, and we are Florida's 5th largest county. During my first State of the County in 2019, Orange County's economy was firing on all cylinders, and we were booming. It has been an unbelievable year. Now let's take a look at the ride we've been on.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Our county and the region was lifting off. We had a record-setting 75 million visitors coming to Orange County with a $70 billion economic impact. This made Orange County the most visited destination in North America. With the growth in tourism and convention business, we moved forward with a $605 million expansion project at the convention center. As the county continues to grow, the building division has permitted $781 million in new residential construction and $390 million in new commercial construction, totaling $1.2 billion. To aid in this growth, we reduced our turnaround times for residential construction permits to an average of 5 days and commercial permits to an average of 10 days. We launched the Customer First Development Series to identify gaps in service and opportunities for improvement. As we proactively address growth and housing challenges, I impaneled a 38-member Housing for All task force that delivered a 10-year action plan creating the first Housing Trust Fund. The Board of County Commission allocated $10 million a year for the next 10 years. This will allow the county to create and preserve more than 30,000 affordable and attainable housing units by 2030. In an effort to get us to that goal, Universal Orlando made a commitment to develop 23 acres of land for workforce housing that will be located near a multimodal transit center in the International Drive corridor. This is a great indication of the potential for future public-private partnerships to develop workforce housing. In addition, we work with community partners to break ground on Emerald Villas Phase 2 last year, which is a $19 million housing development for low and very low income seniors. We are proud to give you the first look at the preserve at Emerald Villas. That will come online in July. As housing and transportation challenges are inextricably tied together, I launched the Transportation Sales Tax Initiative last year. The goal of the initiative was to develop a funding plan to address the present and long-term needs of our failing roads, reduce traffic congestion, improve pedestrian and bicycle safety infrastructure, and build a mass transportation system. The plan also included input from over 200 community meetings, feedback from our municipalities, and we received nearly 11,000 resident surveys submitted to the county. Looking to future innovative transportation solutions, we shared in Virgin Trains' groundbreaking of a privately funded infrastructure project that would expand its passenger rail service from South Florida to the Orlando International Airport. We're excited for its potential to connect Orlando to Tampa. We remain committed to building and attracting new business headquarters to Orange County. To that end, we celebrated the grand opening of IAPA, the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, $14 million, 22,000 square foot international headquarters. As our economy thrived, we also celebrated our vibrant community and the diversity, inclusion, and collaboration that makes us who we are. From the Dragon Parade to Fusion Fest to Black History Month to Hispanic Heritage Month, we recognize the contributions and the rich culture of our community. Another milestone for our community was the creation of the first Orange County Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Initiative. It is a diverse board of 31 community members commemorating Dr. King's legacy of nonviolence while promoting unity, diversity, and connectivity in unincorporated areas of Orange County. As we strengthen our social bonds, we continue to bolster our financial position. Orange County's fiscal health remains strong, as evidenced by a $4.8 billion budget, healthy reserves, and excellent bond ratings. Property taxes, our largest source of revenue, brought in $636 million, which is 10% higher than the prior year. In 2019, we collected $197 million in sales tax and $284 million in tourist development tax. We ended 2019 in a full orbit, heading to a destination not seen before. We will not have the progress without the vision and support of our Orange County Board of County Commissioners. They are all passionate and committed to the constituents we serve. I'd like to acknowledge a few of the initiatives championed by our commissioners. In District 1, Commissioner Betsy Vanderlee has been working with the Boys and Girls Club organization and the community to build a new facility on the county's property in East Winter Garden. This new building will enable the Boys and Girls Club to offer services to older teens that they are currently unable to serve due to space constraints. With the advent of the new building, it will allow our existing community center to increase programming for our seniors. In District 2, Commissioner Christine Moore endeavored to bring all segments of the Lockhart community together with the creation of a beautifully painted mural on Lake Lockhart Drive at Edgewater Drive. The mural, created by artist and historian Lisa Mickler with Commissioner Moore's guidance, features the early beginnings of Lockhart as a lumber community started by namesake David Lockhart. The mural's multiple panels show the community's progression through the years despite floods, fire, and economic downturns. Lockhart persevered to become an area which is home to hardworking and caring residents and business owners. In District 3, Commissioner Myra Uribe recognized the tremendous need of school supplies for the second half of the school year. Keeping that in mind, Commissioner Uribe organized District 3's first mid-year Repack Your Backpack school supply giveaway. This program was designed to alleviate the stress and related costs for families in her district. In order to keep kids motivated, Commissioner Uribe provided free haircuts, backpacks, and all the supplies needed to finish the school year strong. In District 4, Commissioner Maribel Gomez Cordero worked alongside the Orange County Fire Department and the County Real Estate Division to acquire property for Fire Station 87 from the Orange County School Board. The 1.3-acre parcel located at Avalon Park and Crown Hill Boulevards offers an optimum site for fire service delivery for surrounding communities. In District 5, Commissioner Emily Bonilla, her office staff, along with county staff, were selected to participate in the National Association of Counties Housing and Health Cohort. The cohort seeks to support counties in their exploration, learning, and action in understanding the impact of housing quality, stability, affordability, and neighborhoods on county health outcomes. In this cohort, our Orange County team with Commissioner Bonilla as their team captain has created an action plan to incorporate healthy outcomes in our housing initiatives. In District 6, Commissioner Victoria Siplin has been committed to improving public safety in her district. She worked with the Florida Department of Transportation since 2015 to install high-intensity flashing signals at 3 mid-block crosswalks from North Holden Avenue to 36th Street to improve pedestrian safety in the area. The beacons are in place and will soon be operational. In addition, 3-way stop signs were installed at North Hastings Street and Saracen Drive to improve traffic flow within the Robbinswood community. Thank you, Commissioners, for the work you are doing. As we rocketed into 2020, little did we know that an insidious virus was on the horizon and the entire world had to pay attention. The nation began hearing a word that would become part of our permanent vocabulary: coronavirus. The global pandemic has claimed over 100,000 lives in the United States and affected more than 2 million people, and its presence continues to be felt locally. This immediately received my attention, and as time passed, the projections on this spread of the virus and its lethality grew worse. Drastic measures were needed to reverse the surge of the virus on our community. As mayor and the director of emergency management, I declared a countywide state of emergency and enacted executive orders to include a stay-at-home order to prevent and slow the spread of the virus. The pandemic resulted in tens of thousands of Orange County residents being laid off, with unemployment spiking at 16.5%. Our theme parks closed their doors for the longest period of time in their history. Our professional sports teams canceled their games, hotels shut down across the region, and 30 conventions were canceled at the Orange County Convention Center. The economic impact from the loss of revenue is projected to be billions of dollars. Since March, we've seen a continual decline in the collections of tourist development taxes to historic lows, a nearly 97% reduction year over year for the month of April 2020. However, we believe both sales tax and tourist development revenues will rebound as businesses reopen and the economy recovers in the coming months. With thousands relocating to Central Florida weekly and millions visiting our world-class destinations, I firmly believe that the transportation sales tax was the best solution to address our current and future transportation challenges. Unfortunately, given the downturn in our economy caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, it was necessary to suspend efforts to advance the ballot initiative planned for the November 2020 elections. We will explore options for the future.
Hey, we've got a problem here.
In the mortal words spoken during the Apollo 13 mission to the moon, Houston,
we have a problem.
Orange County encountered a global problem with the COVID-19 pandemic. Our high-octane jet engines decelerated due to an economic slowdown shared around the world. We are in temporary propulsion with turbulence ahead. The coronavirus pandemic fueled uncertainty, and our mission as county leaders was to mitigate this temporary disruption and keep our engine firing. With my 4 decades of experience in crisis management and having a team of seasoned county officials, we are perfectly positioned to address the COVID-19 crisis head-on. The Emergency Operations Center was activated on March the 13th to coordinate a county-wide response to the coronavirus pandemic. As COVID began to spread, calls were made not only to our healthcare and public safety leaders, but weekly virtual conference calls were held between the leaders of Central Florida counties to come up with a unified response to protect all residents. I'm grateful for the collaboration between Orange, Seminole, Osceola, and Lake County leaders whose forward thinking crossed county lines so that we could have a regional response. We also had virtual meetings with the large urban Florida counties to discuss coordinated efforts and best practices to combat the virus. We face the unavoidable while hundreds of Orange County businesses and restaurants shut down or provided limited service. Through it all, Orange County government went into overdrive to help our residents who lost their jobs. As more families found themselves out of work, Orange County was the first to offer crisis assistance to residents to bridge the gap until state or federal assistance was available. We didn't stop there. Orange County was among the first counties in Florida to receive $243 million from the Federal Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, or CARES Act. We allocated $142 million of the funding to provide much-needed assistance to individuals, families, and businesses hit hard by the pandemic. We are distributing $10,000 grants to 6,500 eligible small businesses and plan on assisting 30,000 eligible households with $1,000 to help with rent, mortgage, utility, and medical expenses. To smooth out our bumpy economic ride, Orange County re-engaged our engines to propel our county out of the crisis. The CARES Act funds allowed us to be one of the first counties in Florida to distribute free personal protective equipment to help stop the spread of the virus. Orange County has handed out more than 5.5 million masks and 1.1 million bottles of hand sanitizers for free. So far, we have helped 30,000 small businesses, social service groups like Second Harvest Food Bank, and faith-based organizations. Teamwork and partnerships are essential in facing the economic turbulence and uncertainty ahead for our community. We formed the Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force to help us sharpen our focus as we plan to reopen businesses. 50 of the best and brightest minds in our community began meeting almost daily to come up with guidelines and a plan to reopen our county that was both sensible and safe. Many of our task force members are experienced leaders. We also had local small business owners to balance the conversation about the needs of our community. The work of the task force was astonishing. They created 7 guidelines for businesses to follow as they reopen. Members came up with an online consumer confidence survey to gauge the emotional readiness of our community for reopening. Over 15,000 people responded to the survey. They heard from the Orange County Convention Center on their plan to safeguard clients, attendees, and employees. Task force members also reviewed the reopening plans for Universal Orlando, Walt Disney World, and SeaWorld, and 15 smaller amusement attractions. Perhaps the biggest achievement of the task force was the key role they played in the statewide reopening of barbershops, hair salons, and nail salons. At the request of the task force, I sent a letter to Governor DeSantis pushing for the reopening of these personal care businesses with restrictions. The governor listened and flew to Orlando for a face-to-face meeting. He heard directly from task force members about the hardships they have faced under the constraints of the pandemic. Shortly afterwards, the governor lifted the ban on personal care businesses. This was a direct result of the hard work done by Orange County's Economic Recovery Task Force. Well done. Our region has evolved in ways that have made us safer and stronger in how we do business, how we have fun, and how we show we care for others. Today, we are launching a regional campaign embraced by multiple Central Florida counties to provide a clear, consistent message for our community to unite for safety. Visit Orlando and the Orlando Economic Partnership will spearhead campaign efforts. As part of the process, we consulted with an advisory team of over 100 local, media, business, healthcare, and community leaders. The campaign called Safer, Stronger Together will be a call to action for each resident and business to do their part in making our community safer from COVID-19. Campaign messages and resources will be in English, Spanish, and Creole to reflect the diversity of the region. We are launching a new website at doyourpartorl.com to include public service announcements and other campaign materials. Thanks goes to our local media who donated advertising space to share this message on channels throughout Central Florida. I'd like to share a few examples of what you will begin to see in local media ads.
As Central Florida continues to reopen, doing your part matters. For the safety and protection of everyone's health, we all have a hand in doing our part. That means our businesses and consumers are following the safety protocols by wearing masks, washing hands, and practicing social distancing. Let's sustain that sense of community, because here in Central Florida, during good times and hard times, our sense of community makes us stronger. Let's stick to the guidelines. That way we are all safer and stronger together. Learn more at doyourpartorl.com.
Thank you to WFTV for producing a 30-second PSA at no cost to the public. Thank you, Clear Channel, for supporting the campaign through donated billboard space. Thank you to these community partners for your support. We have been able to hold hundreds of virtual meetings, dozens of news conferences, and town halls because of the efforts of an award-winning staff at Orange TV. Within the past few months, Orange TV has played an instrumental role in televising numerous commission meetings, transportation initiative town halls, other governmental meetings, and COVID-19 related meetings on topics such as reopening houses of worship for the faith-based community, COVID, mental, physical, and financial health, the MLK initiative, and candid conversations on police reform. This became necessary as America and our community grapple with demands for police reform. Countless demonstrations have occurred that were born out of the outrage over recent bad police shootings throughout America. Much more dialogue is required to translate racial injustice into justice. I know that Orange County and its residents are poised to be part of the solution as we endeavor to change discriminatory laws and practices. Stay tuned. While all of this was going on, Orange County government employees continued to serve the citizens of Orange County through traditional service means and by teleworking. Jane Wattrell has a first-hand look at the teamwork among our Orange County government employees.
It's all hands on deck for Orange County employees like Karen Ross. Instead of serving as special programs manager,
hello. Hi, good morning. Here you go.
She's serving small business owners by giving out dozens of free face masks and hand sanitizer.
It means a lot to us. Our small businesses are the heart of America, not just Orange County. So we need to help them as much as we can, get their customers back in, infuse money back into the economy, because that's what's really going to help us recover.
Since the coronavirus pandemic emerged in early March, Orange County government workers have gone into overdrive, pitching in wherever needed.
We're in this profession for a reason. It's because we like helping people. So to be able to come out here and give our time to help distribute this PPE to businesses that really need it, to get back on track and operate effectively, yeah, it means a lot. It makes you feel really good inside.
Here at the massive health services warehouse, there are stacks of N95 respirator masks, medical supplies, and even surgical gowns, all ready to go.
On hand are employees from Animal Services, the Convention Center, Mosquito Control, and the Environmental Protection Division. These workers have spent countless hours volunteering their time to move and deliver critical medical supplies to healthcare facilities, all to fight the pandemic. Keeping county government open during these uncharted times has involved a sea change in the way business is done.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Commissioner.
Not only were tens of thousands of virtual meetings set up over the past few months, but the outbreak has forced nearly 1,400 county employees to telecommute from home. Every aspect of government work changed overnight.
It was challenging, but also very rewarding, being able to use technology to continue to support the citizens of Orange County. And it's been working very well.
Let me refer you to the maps that you see to my left that show hotspots.
The public could finally see where the COVID outbreaks were occurring. The maps were a first, not only for Orange County, but the state of Florida.
This dark red indicates is that there are more cases clustered or closer together in this area, therefore it receives the darkest color. I think it really has been of assistance and help in locating where these communities are, where these neighborhoods are, to put those testing sites where they need to be to serve the community.
Setting up mobile testing sites and plan where to hand out free personal protective equipment. Free PPE that has saved small business owners hundreds of dollars and has given them vital resources to reopen safely.
You know, it shows that they care about the community, and, you know, it's definitely helping us out a whole lot.
I think it's incredible that they're giving some of that money back and giving us the opportunity of items that are hard to find, and it's making it easier for us. Set up an appointment, come down and pick it up, and we could use it.
Even Orange County Fire Rescue switched gears, initiating a Leave Behind program, providing free masks and hand sanitizers to residents throughout the county.
To be able to provide people with the PPE that could potentially save their life, to provide that, it's very rewarding. It's fulfilling.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning.
2020, now a time of great challenges and change. But thanks to innovative employees, teamwork, and a resilient community, we're getting through this pandemic together.
Here you go. Thank you.
As you've just seen in that segment, our employees are passionate in helping to inform and protect our most vulnerable residents, a shining example of teamwork. We reignited our rocket boosters in May as our target locator was engaged. I believe we all can agree that these past 4 months have been a time of great challenge, but we are fortunate to live in a resilient community. The COVID-19 virus continues to live among us, and we are learning how to cope and live with it. Testing of our residents remains a priority as Orange County Health Services works closely with the Florida Department of Health in Orange County and our hospitals to increase access to testing for our residents. As our new economy rebounds, I know that our tourism and business industries will recover. We have already seen 32 of the conventions and shows reschedule meetings at the Orange County Convention Center. We're excited that Walt Disney World's ESPN Wide World of Sports will host the NBA as they resume their games, and Major League Soccer as they gear up for competition. As we return into orbit for the destination Epcot, I want you to know that Orange County is thriving, and together our future is bright. We will not allow a pandemic to knock us off course forever. Instead, we are destined for greatness. We have 175 years of history to prove that. We are a community that makes sacrifices for the well-being of our residents. We are a community that embraces collaboration across the region. We are a community that cares for one another. We are a community that lifts up our local businesses. We are a community that recognizes our frontline workers and first responders. We are a community that applauds our healthcare professionals. We are a community that stands against racism and bigotry. Finally, we are a community that stands up to a challenge and comes back safer, stronger, together. Yes, Orange County is that community. May God bless Orange County and our great nation.